They can value maybe a little bit more team fight to pepper onto what this Earthshaker brings. Something that can
Yeah,
also have
having
utility.
having more team fight would be nice. Team fight utility. Uh, See if they decide to put that
Like
on.
Mars or something. Would that be a bad choice here? Something that could
Dire
bring utility
team
and
pick.
team fight? Void
Void
Spirit.
Spirit. Huh.
Okay. Not too much on the tanky side of things, but
I think it's open. It's open to playing for
oh
crit
yeah.
and Ryoya. That's always like unless they do like an open pick, which is like
Oh
this
yeah,
is the open
definitely.
pick.
Definitely,
Because you don't
definitely.
want to just show everything. You don't want to show all your cards on the table, right?
No,
So,
not at all.
potentially giving crit last
10
pick or
seconds
potentially giving
remaining.
Ryoya last pick, seeing as like how business will lane, unless they can come up with some
5 seconds
alternative open
remaining.
picks as well. It still seems like because it's like they should. Envy doesn't really play this Pango. Maybe I just know that, but yeah. And Clinks is like it's a small chance he'll play carry, but he wants to play an Enchantress. Like you have to look what they're showing, right? So Clinks wants to play Enchantress lane. Pango should be a Brax hero. Yeah, Bane's obviously for fear. So that goes down to Envy and Moo's hero now, hero pool, if they can find some open picks for each other.
Didn't Envy wasn't he like one of the pioneers of the blinks back in the day, the blinking clinks? I want to say this was
Yeah,
a long
I
time ago.
don't think it had a very high win rate. Actually, he won some nice. It was like a Star Ladder tournament. Actually, he was like, or was it MLG or something? He did some insane plays
MLG, I
with.
think. Yeah, MLG.
It was against DK. And they won. They won that game.
The scientist, the mad scientist.
Veno actually looks really good
Evil
though for
geniuses
BA.
turn to battle.
Oh, can't forget about the Wolf Man. Totally ignored.
I'll say Veno because it's like you see the first three heroes. They don't really have a great time playing into it or against it. Lycan can still play mid, can play safe lane. It's most likely a Moo hero though, but Envy can play it. Yeah, we
Or get
did.
like an
10
NP or
This was a
something.
seconds
good.
remaining.
This was I forgot. It's actually I keep thinking Void Spirit is good
5
against Lycan, but
seconds
Lycan is a
remaining.
beast against Void Spirit. Actually, it doesn't. It just doesn't do anything to his like zoo. They just call it like all these summons units just a zoo,
Yeah.
because you never know what's gonna spawn, what you're gonna get with this HOD and
Yeah.
Necro books. And
Ooh. All right. Oh man. What? So I'm curious.
And
What?
Inch, it's like you can technically steal a summon, but it's not. It's not really that. You can still one out of
10
what, like
seconds
5 of his
remaining.
units.
I don't think you want to get a Tide Hunter as
5
your last
seconds
pick then,
remaining.
and try to counter the Lycan and be going three,
It's a pretty
four
good.
melee cores.
It's a pretty
Dire
good
team
Tide
pick.
Hunter game though, but having Tide Earthshaker is like yikes. It doesn't
Yeah.
really feel
It's
that
all this
good.
melee fat cores just doesn't feel great. But yeah, you're not left with too many options out there to be able to stop the Lycan. Bristle was something else some teams were picking up. I think we even saw yesterday into the Lycan to see if it was something that could hold the line. But would be another kind of melee core on each
10
Yeah,
side.
so
seconds
see,
remaining.
Lycan's counters are being banned. Phoenix is good
Evil
versus it.
geniuses turn
Kunkka,
to
that.
pick.
Oh my god, there's a Bristleback.
They take the Bristle. All right.
I think it's an Envy Bristle or Lycan. And they'll kind of see. So these are the open picks for the Lycan Bristle. They can play technically in 3 lanes, likewise with the Pango. So they're all open cores.
10 seconds
It's still not
It's a
the
remaining.
lot of
crazy. It's
physical.
it's more all in on like the sieging, objective taking, and pushing.
5
Not too much
seconds
team fight
remaining.
coming to the table here for business's side, but
And
more
from
more.
both sides, there's not a lot of magic distribution either, right? It's
Yeah,
all
true,
physical.
true. All right. Well, with the final pick here, and potentially what could be a mid or silent matchup, it's gonna
Choose
be a
your hero.
Timbersaw grab. Seeing the Bristle come out, knowing you can kind of chop away at the thick skin of him. Crit Timber. Whoa, I don't see that very often.
Pretty good pick, actually. Lycan and Bristle, 2 strength cores. Business with full on, like we said, physical. And Timber just needs a plate mill, maybe a Lotus, Jivas. He's going to be unstoppable. And Pango or this Clinks needs to get a fast vessel to actually be able to
Yeah.
deal with him.
Oh.
I think Envy's going to have a time of his life. I assume Dire.
10 seconds
It's,
remaining.
I feel it's way better if he's Radiant, but I think what he wants to
5
do,
seconds
I don't know how
remaining.
soon he'll want to do it, but maybe after the first wave, got a bottle or soul ring and just cut and farm in between the tier 2 and tier 3. Drag it to the big neutral camp and farm the neutral camp alongside with the creep wave. Maybe level 3 will be much more efficient in doing
Mhm.
so. Have complete free farm, get a fast. I don't know how he wants to itemize, so um, whether it's like Vanguard, Solar, even Vessel for himself too. So you don't really want to just lane into this Void Spirit. I mean, you'll farm faster than the Void Spirit is what I'm going at.
Yeah, they should be able to get their own on that. And for crit, he has to go against what, like Lycan and Bane, and his kicker is going to be Kitrak, who will block the lane a bit and then kind of, I imagine, step away from the lane until, once Timbersaw gets to level 2 or feels comfortable just being on his own, Kitrak could be left to his own devices to roam around a bit.
I think how he wants to play the lane is double block for the Timbersaw. So he'll be able to double wave the Lycan. And if he's able to do that, Earthshaker should look into blocking the small camp with his body and give all the solo XP to the Timber. And if he's going to get 2 waves for himself, he'll be level 2.5. And the moment he gets level 3, he's actually going to be untouchable in the lane. And Kitrak should not leech any XP. And I think like they're going to be able to snowball the Timber this way. This is like an old Fnatic strategy that they did for a while when Ice used to play this, and it's like a super broken strategy when they know like they have all this physical damage and this Timbersaw like he's actually killable until he's level 3 because it's pure physical damage that they have. The wolves won't do anything, and it's gonna force Mike into jungle at like level 3 because this Timber's gonna be able to kick him out of lane completely. Bottom lane, I think every other lane feels kind of even. I feel like Envy's best thing is just to constantly cut the wave. Looks like he wants to rush his Vanguard based off his what he shifted up already. But based off his mangoes, I think after the first wave, he just wants to cut and run around and just cut in between, like I said, the tier 2 and tier 3.
Yep. He looks prepared. Plenty of mangoes. He'll have Fear by his side for that one.
30
Looking down
seconds
below,
to battle.
snaking. He's got that early Blightstone. A lot of early harassment damage with the benefit of that Searing Arrows. And but he's got a challenge for him, going against Enchantress, who's like Platinum tier 5 position. Just has to worry about losing free creeps over to the Clinks. Is it even worth still leveling the creep, or you just kind of avoid using the creep near Clinks? Does that change anything at all because you're going to be going against the Death Pack?
There's a chance he might go for Impetus. I'm not really too sure otherwise. The right-click exchange is fairly even. It's Enchantress favored. Envy's actually playing the safe lane. They put in Lycan mid against the Void Spirit, which is actually much better what they're doing here.
Who's
Because
there?
Lycan completely free farms with Void Spirit. He's not happy with it. Void Spirit does farm too, but Lycan gets much more out of it.
There's that first block.
Those 2 blocks now, I think. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Second block.
So you can see Earthshaker, like what I was mentioning, he doesn't want to leech any XP and just being able to give Timbersaw the solo XP. Is he gonna drag? I don't think he should drag. Okay. It's warding behind the tower.
And we kick off here. Game number 2. Trade from both sides. Fly trying to go toe-to-toe with Snaking. That's a lot of damage with the Blightstone, though. Brax jumps in. Arteezy's forced to kind of square up for a bit to fend him off. A lot of annoying damage otherwise, but doesn't seem to cost very much mana. 9 mana for him to continue to dish out these arrows. Real nice. But here we go. There's the creep.
Yep.
They know that he doesn't have the death pack yet, and they commit in for that first bit of harassment.
That's actually kind of a big deal. Snaking or bottom lane kind of messed up there by not blocking this camp, and actually because of that, and he got Searing Arrows, this lane is actually just over already.
The lack of blocking the camp is definitely a big surprise.
This first like 30 seconds to a minute matters way too much, and the fact that they're able to get 4 shockwaves for 160 damage, they're going to be out of resources, and Ursa's going to have complete free farm.
Creep goes down, and they have another camp to work with now. It's the enchant slow, impetus damage. Already onto Brax. Gonna have to chew through some regen. Gets the salve now. Oh my god, Snaking, be careful! He's got the plays with the fairy fire.
Dire's courier has been killed.
This lane is gonna be over for top lane already. Crit's really close to 3. Oh,
Not have Timber Chain quite yet. Eating a lot of goose stacks here, but nice step in from Fear with the sleep, but they do not want to chase that one out. He still even had the stick with 10 charges ready to go just in case.
yeah, he just needs his level 3. Kitrak's goal, you can see his ward. It's a courier sniper, so he's gonna be able to kill all the couriers. He saw Envy's build. He has no more resources. Fear does have it for him, but it kind of like, yeah, he's gonna be kicked out of lane soon. Like super pressured at least.
Jump for Arteezy bottom lane. That's searing arrow damage. A lot. Not quite able to get the one last shot in.
The forest seems brighter with
Both of
your
them eating
gear,
quite a bit.
enchanters.
Have to now chew through some tangos. And now Snake King does have the Death Pact available, so being able to use the creeps isn't going to be an easy, but like you said before, maybe the damage has already been done. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's really happy on this top lane now. Double waving them into the tower. Kitrak just being a nuisance here, making sure that they won't be able to use any couriers and to bring any regen into this lane.
Yeah, crit
If he
already
actually
level 4.
if he actually can snipe this upcoming courier, it's gonna be such a big deal. His boots, double regen, and double mango. Look at Envy's HP.
Fear is going to certainly be bodyguarding this courier. I'd hope Envy's like, please
Yeah, he
protect
got
the
it.
courier. He'd be fine.
It's actually running back for it.
It's 4-minute rune, so maybe he's conflicted between going for the courier and wants to guard out the rune top for Ryoya, it would seem. Fear shows up, though. The 4-minute rune is actually bottom. It's an arcane. Everyone race there. The wolf's going for it. He's going to deny it. No. And that will be taken away.
It's nice by Fear reassuring the rune. So this is where like the fact that Ryoyo doesn't get this rune, it kind of slows down his tempo a little bit. Lu's already level 5.
Yo,
actually, as
Kitrak
well.
is going coast to coast for a move in on the bottom lane. Gets the fissure. Snake King does skeleton walk out of there, but Brax is left behind. Here's Fear now. Steps in with the sleep. They take away the sleep, but they cannot chase on. A bit of a long-winded chase, but both supports now show up to the bottom lane, and we're in a try versus try situation suddenly.
Yeah, they kind of identified that we can't do anything Bristle, so what Bristle can do.
Oh, they got the ward, and they got the hit.
Wow.
Snake King shows himself. I don't know if he checked the inventory of Kitrak, but he had a sentry ward ready to go as they begin to rumble around for the bounty, and it is going to get snagged up. Now, Brax, who does manage to pick up the bounty, puts the chase onto Fly after cleaning out Arteezy. They will claim another. It does cost him his own life at that same moment, though. This just leaves Kitrak in Fear, the 2 top lane supports left at the bottom.
Radiant's middle tower is
What
under
Envy is
attack.
doing as well, he's actually pressuring Ryoyo so hard. He took his bounty rune as well. It's actually
Radiant
ruining his game pretty
structures
hard.
are
And Syken is really close. He's
Radiant's
400 gold
middle
away
tower
from his
is
book.
under attack.
Pressuring the tier 1 mid as well.
There we go. Have to do the long walk already back. As
Walk of
Moo,
Fame back.
he has the TP, but really trying to make the most out of this catapult. And Crit still gets kind of a free lane top, though, to farm up here.
And Fear barely missing that D ward from Kitrak here too. Kitrak saw where he warded, so he's gonna get a D ward on him.
Snae's nearby. Him and Fear could try to swoop in, but Ryoya is close.
Good Envy here trying to pre-aggro the creeps. Might be able to kill him here on crit. Oh, Crit missed his shotgun.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's actually
is
going to
under
be Arteezy
attack.
who gets a kill. Bottom lane getting the jump onto Brax. If it looked like assistance there from Fly nearby. Snake
Envy
King.
might be dead here on top.
Oh, he's chasing
There's a
straight
fissure.
back. Fissure. Oh, he fakes back whether it's on purpose or not. He dodges out the fissure. They can't quite finish it out. They just don't feel comfortable moving in for the commitment, risking that the quills will do too much damage. That one slips away from EG.
Everybody, it's okay.
Little shaky
Happens.
legs right now. As yeah, just a little bit of a slip up.
So book 1 is finished on Lycan now. I think he should look into like clearing this mid wave and maybe reacting towards or farming his way towards bottom and trying to pressure and kick this Ursa out of the lane. Because he's still level 5, he can't really do anything. He's actually doing that right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Arteezy not feeling comfortable. He's jetting all the way back as there's a strong move coming in from the north. They move in onto Fly and make swift work between Moo and Snake King. And we'll finish it out with some pressure onto this tier 1 tower. We cut to top lane where a jump is happening onto Fear.
Radiant's bottom
Clean
tower
up,
is under attack.
easily done there from Crit.
Dire's top tower is under
Beautiful.
attack.
Arteezy takes that top lane where he knows it's free for some farming, and Crit goes bottom to try to defend out this tower. But too many wolves, too many Necrobook
Radiant's
creeps,
bottom tower has fallen.
and they will get the last hit on that tower. Envy, a takedown onto Ryoya. Missed that one going down the jungle nearby, but we will catch a move onto Envy as Fly gets redemption. Him and Kitrak will pincer in onto the Bristleback, but like we were saying before, Envy continuing to kind of
Invisibility.
put in work onto Ryoya in particular.
See. Yeah, there's. Oh, what is Moo getting now? Oh, he's getting a Hod. Oh, wow. It's interesting. Book into Hod rather than the classic Hod into Book. Might be for the mana regen. Envy's having a bit of a slow start here.
Yeah, it looks like he still wants to finish out just the Vanguard for now, but curious how he wants to scale from that point in this type of game where it feels like it's a fast-paced kind of a game, or if he needs to have a bit more scalability just in case things don't get ended as fast as they'd like. He's got a triangle of farm to work through in the jungle for now as EGR nearby snooping about. We'll catch out Brax close by.
I mean, I think Moo should be farming towards like the enemy side rather than like his passive jungle and clear out like their ancients, and so he's in a position like to kill and to pressure them and kick them out, kick EG out of their own jungle on the bottom side here
Dire's
and farm their
middle tower
ancients.
is under attack.
For now, though, it's business are both cores farming their own jungle of farm. And kind of makes things a bit predictable for EG to know if they're not visible in the lanes and on their own side of the jungle, then they're likely tucked away farming up as they make their move onto mid. Possible jump on the Fear, but here comes that Wolfman Moo trying to catch a little Fly from behind, but a nice Fissure blocks him out. They'll finally be able to clean up Fear. And Moo shifts gears. Now puts his focus onto Kitrak, who's able to run out the other side.
Has been killed.
Envy chases on here. Puts course onto Kitrak, hits him with the goo, but Crit trying to chop him down. Chakram doing a lot of work, and now the impetus, and it seems like Envy may have just been a bit overzealous, moving into the high ground on the other side, and he will pay the price.
So right now I feel like business has this problem, like a major Timber problem. Like I feel like wherever Timber goes, they want to dodge him. He has a mech that's like finished now. Well, once his courier spawns, and I feel like he's actually just untouchable and killable. And they should prioritize killing and pressuring like the other two cores, which is the Ursa and the Void Spirit. Until like Brax, which he's not opting for a vessel yet. I don't know who's. They need a vessel really bad. Otherwise, this Timber is he just has a free game.
Yeah.
We mentioned like in the draft, it's just their whole draft is all physical damage. Of course, he misses stun there.
Kitrak will be caught out, looks like. Snaking, right-clicking him down. One last shot should do it.
Shaker's a little shaky still. It's all good. One up.
Yeah, like I said, and Crit's going to be moving into a Greaves first, so if he even gets another follow-up defensive item in preparation for a Spirit Vessel, by the time the Spirit Vessel does come around, it's not even going to be as effective as it could have been. And Timber is just going to be a step ahead moving forward through this game. Thus the snowball effect. Pretty much got the mech complete now.
I think this bottom lane is kind of
No
an
one.
issue.
What is going on?
I feel like Lycan or like Bristleback should just be there and constantly pressuring and forcing this like creep wave.
Bristleback instead in a very unsafe mid lane right now, where EG are obviously going to be looking to secure a tier 1 tower. They blast the bristleback, go right in. But, hey, a response from the business side as they dive in deep, looking to go for Arteezy, even committing now the Fiend's Grip, but the rotations come out with the ulti. He survives on. They do manage to follow it up with a takedown. Nice stomp setup with the Centaur. And now Moo goes in to claim more. Hittrack with the dunk and the blast down of Snake King.
Dire's courier has been killed.
While Ryoya from behind snags out the tower, grabs a regen, and takes out Fierce Courier.
Greaves is actually it's gonna be really fast. Greaves by this Timber Saw. He's already 600 gold away. 100 gold.
He can do anything he wants in the world right now. Who's gonna stop him?
It's a free game.
Who's gonna stop him?
Fills me with nothingness.
The only thing he can't do is hit towers fast.
It's kind of slow, but I thought Pango would have a little bit of a better game. But I think the biggest deal was like Envy should have rushed this vessel. I think that's like the game changer here, and they actually have like all this kill. All of a sudden, now they're in a position to like win and actually do damage and pressure this Timber Saw, right? But like now, wherever they see him, they just have to constantly dodge him. And Envy would have been able to finish it like around like maybe 11 minutes in or something.
Brax could be in trouble. Not careful. There's the jump in from Ryoya, but Brax will create some space and get himself away
Dire's
from
top tower is under
the
attack.
hostile approach. And now this is just time for Kittrack to kind of farm on his own on the side. You know, while things are already starting to build up nicely for EG, and they have attention coming out from this Timber Saw. You know, soon behind that will be a blinking Earthshaker. And
Dire's top tower is under
Arteezy
attack.
accelerating his own bit of farm as he tries to close out onto this Battle Fury.
Yeah, Arteezy just like this crit's making so much space for him
Radiant's
on the map,
middle tower is under attack.
alongside with this Enchantress.
All right, Envy Fear kind of scouting out EG's farm and seeking an opening here to get a quick snipe kill onto Kittrack. Good heads up from them. They did have a bit of vision to see Arteezy's like jungling over across the lane,
Radiant's
and
middle
there may have
tower
not
is
been
under attack.
reinforcements nearby to help out, so a good snipe support kill right there.
Well, bottom
Prolongs
lane's
the
gonna
blink.
die, I think.
Snay gets jumped. Does he have vision? Doesn't need it. Don't matter. He had the dust just in case, but easily cleans out the little bone man. And, you know, now we talk about, like, what is the purpose of a Clinkz going to be at this game as a 4 position? We have to hold that thought here. A little bit of a chase onto Envy nearby, but, you know, just a little bit of extra peppering, single target DPS with a medallion at this point in time. Sleep on Arteezy,
Radiant's middle
Fear.
tower is under
Oh, the
attack.
fissure. But he can just leap over that. Finish off the Zex teammate.
Amazing what you found lying around.
And 15-minute bounties just in time.
Book 3 is now finished on Lycan, so I think this is like a high peak point for him. See if they can look into potentially pressuring here.
Yeah. They're making an approach right now. Chase is on for Ryoya.
It's a really hard catch. Maybe try to just force another
He's
Astral
there.
Strike here.
Here's the Astral Step, but Envy thinks about chasing on while the others change course, get blocked out from a fissure, and
Dire's middle
all
tower
EG members
is
will
under
make it
attack.
away. And at that moment, EG decide to shift into the pit. Arteezy and Crit will get it done. Fear circles nearby, but I'm curious if they know this is going on.
Scan was missed. Oh no, EG, Business didn't scan. It was EG's. Nice, really nice heads up plays. Like Business showed everyone towards bottom, chasing the Void Spirit, and Meteor did like, you know, go Roche. Battle Fury now finish on Ursa as well.
Ball's in EG's court. They got the farm and the Aegis. They got the momentum from the Timber Saw.
Radiant's
Business do
middle
have that
tower is under attack.
level 3 Necro. I'm just curious what
Radiant's
kind
middle
of
tower has
situation's
fallen.
going to approach in their favor to try to take a fight and then follow it up with more
Radiant's
towers.
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, though, the best way that Business can actually, like, I feel can still win this game is just coming down to positioning and being able to kill the supports and the Void Spirit and Ursa. Like, just kind of ignore the Timber in the fights. But at the same time, if EG plays around the Timber with his fast Greaves, it's like going to be really difficult as
Oh,
well.
they spotted Envy. Envy loves to kind of scout out
Radiant's
this
courier has been
creep area on the Radiant side, but this time it gets him in a bit of trouble.
To it.
You know, he felt confident having kind of vision around, but EG were lurking in the dark. And he gets brought down again. His farm will slow down a bit after picking up that Vanguard. You know, he's been trying to move on to finish out an SMY, but that seems to be a bit of ways for now.
Not sure how I really feel about this SNY. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either.
Right? Very middle of the road here. SMY doesn't bring anything too exciting to the game. Just more stats. A little more damage, a little more survivability.
middle tower is
Nothing
under
else to
attack.
really get excited over.
This Lycan is getting farmed though.
Yeah, he is definitely the big win condition right now, I feel, for business. It's somehow Moo being able to maul through this fight and then running down towers. Got Brax, who is now going to commit the roll on the Kid Track, thinking that he can get a solo kill here with enough ball bounces. And, just miscalculates a bit. They needed the one more hit, and he's not going to be able to finish out what he started, unfortunately.
This whole mess is all
You know,
your fault.
perhaps even just being able to be under the tower and getting that little bit of extra regen and armor was enough.
There's a smoke now from business that they
Radiant's
showed on
top
top.
tower is under
They're
attack.
smoking to cut across the map, hopefully to kill this. Maybe they can kill this Timber with the full duration grip. Even then it'll be hard because it's massive armor with the Greaves.
Yeah, he's already got the reactive armor stacks built up. Does Fear want to commit it now? He does. Looks like they should be able to do it, though.
Dire's
Each
middle
are on
tower
route,
is
but
under
there's just
attack.
way too much damage coming out, certainly with Moo there. And now the DD, which Envy will bottle up. EG certainly looking to withdraw, but they are hanging around farming.
Ursa's closing up on his Basher soon. And Ursa, when it comes to this mid game, he's going to be able to kill this Lycan very easily.
Yeah, this is Lycan's time now, but Ursa is...
Radiant's middle tower is
Ursa's
under
going to reach
attack.
his own prime soon enough, and it may just outshine the potential of this Lycan.
So EG should identify that they use two major spells. Yeah, they use the smoke because Katrek also finishes Blink Dagger, and to be able to run and fight them because they always talk about this cooldown, right? Just generalizing as a whole. It's like they use two major spells, let's go fight.
It's a long chase for Fly.
Top laner.
If they don't take him down quick enough, EG could show up. They do manage to blink in with the fissure, but Kitrak now stuck within the trees. It's still, though, enough timing for them to kind of leapfrog over and get the finish onto Envy. This is a nice turnaround for EG already.
I kind of like this Void Spirit versus Bristle, actually. It makes him into a Bristle front, too, for what, 2.5 seconds?
Yeah,
Or 1.2. Yeah, 1.2.
that plus the benefit of the silence as he has the Ags. It could just stop all of his momentum building up those stacks. So wonderful. Wonderful little cute counter to have.
Grips up in 28, 20 seconds for Lycan ulti.
Oh, but Fear's been spotted from the high ground.
Goodbye,
Sniped
Fear.
by Kitrak.
Echo is still up. Basher finish on Ursa. I think his Aegis should be out in 30 seconds. I think they killed it at 16.
See if they can make one swift fight happen while it still stands. But not likely going to be the case.
Bottom lane's going to be in heavy pressure, so they're going to try to get a reaction out of EG, and then at the same time maybe look into taking a team fight. Always just playing a little patient and get a free tier 2.
Radiant structures
Glyph
are
already
fortified.
committed. Brax pulls away the mid lane pressure a bit. But I don't think
Radiant's
EG are
bottom
going to
tower
get the
is under attack.
fight they were hoping for. They try to get a quick snipe onto Snaking
Dire's
here.
top tower is under
So
attack.
Crit had finished out the
Dire's
Greaves,
top
no
tower
surprise on
has
that, and
fallen.
he's already on course to go for the Shivas. Doesn't see the Spirit Vessel, doesn't feel like it's even worth having to build into any sort of, immediate purge defensive item. So
Dire's
the
middle
Shivas
tower
will
is
really
under
shut
attack.
down any momentum. Certainly Moo's trying to bring to the table.
Smoke on smoke action here.
Okay. Bounty out onto Crit, but BA just kind of throwing empty threats for now. Not really looking to commit into the high ground. You gotta
Dire's
fear that
middle
blink
tower
dunk.
is under attack.
Crit.
Kyros is going to be very big timing on Lycan.
Alright, they sleep up crit. Oh, they thought about moving on
Dire's
for
middle
Ryoya,
tower is
but
under attack.
don't quite find the commitment there. Klink's all gonna be dropped.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Who snipes a courier, I guess, but that's the only
Radiant's
bloodshed so
bottom
far.
tower is under attack.
Versus going BKB. I think they might want to just wait for the next Roshan timing. Envy's gonna finish his SNY. Blink gonna be finished on Pango soon. Kyros soon on Lycan as well. Let's see if EG's waiting for any item timings here. It's a pretty even game in terms of net worth still.
Yeah, that seems surprising. I feel like it would be teetering more so for the side of EG, but gotta give credit to business.
Lycan is just farming like a beast.
Yeah,
still.
he's just farming on another level and certainly helped kind of trade on towers.
Yeah, he's able to use his summons to farm and then using his hero to farm another wave, and that's what he's constantly doing. And shoving, like, that's how he's shoving these things in on a constant basis.
Yeah, but that's really it. It's like just the Lycan right now. As Bristle just finishes out his Saint and Yasha, he doesn't feel like he's going to be any sort of serious threat because EG just have this Timber Saw who's above him and will always be kind of an answer for him.
Yeah, if they're able to kill the two supports at the beginning from EG, or business killing two supports, I think their game flow is going to be a lot nicer. 'Cause they don't really have much stun, right? Outside of like Ursa Basher and the Shaker. With Spear being a mini stun. Until he gets a proper setup, which is his Yules.
Yeah, taking Earthshaker out of the fight early would definitely be a critical asset to business associates in a fight.
At this game, Void Spirit's playing more like a position 3, and Timber's playing more of a position 2 in terms of like farm priority right now. Top lane, they're going in.
Yeah, Ryoya gets bumped by one ult and then gripped by another. The Fisher's there, but it's too late to go for a cancel and save as Kitrak now found himself in a bit of a sticky situation. He doesn't have Blink for another 4 seconds. He gets hit. It's a long chase out, and I think they got him.
Nice kill.
Score a twofer here for business. They'll take what they can get, and they might not be done yet. Crit shows himself now.
Lotus Orb now finished on crit as well.
Oh, okay, he didn't go for the Shivas. He decided to finish out the Lotus. Nice, so even if the Spear Vessel does come out, he's already got the Lotus as a response. Uh-oh, flying trouble. Business not joking, they're still hanging around.
Getting picked off one by one here.
And they just ignore crit and go for whoever else wants to be around. Oh, Brack's not ignoring him. Brack's like, I can go for crit.
A tour with a nice solo kill on the Clinks here.
Good snipe by them as they continue to hold out, looking to go for that 25 bounty rune. It will ultimately cost Brax his life as the jump is there from Ryoya. Crit thinking about chasing out, but he gets slept again. That's going to start getting annoying for Crit, I'm sure. Keeps getting put to sleep in these fights.
There's Lycan's Kyros, they're pretty nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, should build Abyssal next.
It seems to be the game plan here. But I imagine you could say something similar for Arteezy. He's already got his own Basher. Hasn't queued anything up yet.
Spawn soon. It's kind of scary if EG is able to get the next Roshan. Aegis and She's on the Timber Saw. Aegis on Ursa.
It's 10 more seconds. It's going to be up, so this is the timing. They have Crit kind of baiting within the lane. They're slowly building up so much sticky stacks.
Can just remove it with the Lotus Orb whenever he decides to.
I know, it's not really doing much. Except being a bit of a move speed inconvenience.
In my opinion, I think he should build another plate mill or something. Or maybe he, I think he feels really good with, because he has 2 dispels, which is Greaves and Lotus for all the line of fire. But the only way he really dies is all physical, right? So he's opting for a Kaya.
Interesting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe he just wants a Bloodstone, a little more HP.
Radiant's
We'll have to
middle
see. For
tower
now,
is
they
under
do secure
attack.
the Roche without too much trouble. Business will sweep through and gobble up what farm they can get from the EG side of the map. BKB next for Envy on this one. But, you know, he's only hoping to bring the damage in these
Dire's
longer
top tower is under
aired
attack.
fights, if
Radiant's
possible.
bottom tower
He's pretty
is under
tanky with his
attack.
Essence Ring.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They're gonna go high ground here by Business actually and try to force EG back because they don't push as fast in comparison. They're the ones with the Lycan.
Radiant's
1,
bottom
2
tower is
already
under attack.
rotating over.
Radiant structures are
Ryoya steps in
fortified.
first, goes for the
Dire's
silence.
middle tower is under attack.
Follow up there. Crit steps in, looking to first finish off Snake King. Successful. And now they say we got to go. Or Envy at least pops the TP and leaves. Brax drops down the ulti and heads out another direction. They just
Very
totally
good by,
delta split.
That was good by Business there. They just lose their position 4. They didn't have this like call it save a buddy syndrome. They just got out peacefully. Yeah, they may have threw out this shapeshift to get out, but
Yeah, Moo will quickly use it for farm and try to make the most of the situation. But it's a lower cooldown. Just have to wait about another minute and can have it up and available. So what do you think? Is this like last game? Is the win potential there for Business as not as straightforward, but
Dire's bottom tower
as
is under
winnable as it
attack.
was in the previous game, where EG kind of had that early game advantage?
I think this game and draft wise, it might favor
Dire's
EG
bottom
just a
tower
little bit
is
more.
under attack.
What Business has in their advantage is like the fact that they have better tower pressure and split push abilities.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ursa is becoming a beast right now. Like when it comes to late game matchup, this Ursa destroys everything that
Radiant's top
Business
tower
has.
is under attack.
Like it out carries this Lycan,
Dire's
out carries this
bottom
Bristleback.
tower has fallen. Dire's
I think Ursa
structures
just
are
honestly out
fortified.
carries every carry in the game right now. It's way too meta and way too OP.
Feels like ever since the Ice Frog blessed him with that like front flip, that
Dire's
suddenly he
bottom
just
tower
has
is under
really
attack.
evolved on many metrics, suddenly getting all this new attention.
Mhm.
And obviously a fabled hero on a lot of our significant core players like Arteezy, as him and the rest of EG now move their way up north, fly a little out far in front. They quickly 180 onto Captain Fly and take him down. Now Arteezy kind of stuck, fighting amongst 4 without the rest of his team. He just gets gripped up, and that will be the end of the Aegis. Now Ryoya jumps up and over to cause a bit of a discombobulation here. EG forced to try to focus on somebody, can't even get Fear. He'll be able to TP away. Here comes round 2 now for Business. And they're looking to put their focus onto Arteezy if possible. He gets the Lotus Orb, turn around. Pango could be in a bit of trouble. They're able to burst him down. They put all their focus onto EG now that Envy's here. Spider walking his way through. He's got the BKB. He pops it now, and they should be able to maul the bear. They got him down. It is a double kill for Ryoya as he's able to clean out Fear, but Moo chases on now. I don't know if they can get the catch on this Void Spirit. He's
That
out the
was-
other side.
I forgot how good, like, you kind of mentioned the game, just like his Enfeeble and how Enrage is like 50% status resistance. He actually removes 30% of it off, so he technically only has like a 20% Enrage. And Bane is actually like the best at, I think, a hard counter to this Ursa. Like you saw, he got his Enrage off, and it's just like
Yeah.
he still has the full duration grip in 5
Whoa!
seconds.
Not able to make it out. They do manage to finally get a hold of Ryoya and take him down. Is this the beginning of the Business comeback? 'Cause like you said, the Bane potential is really showing itself. And if I'm not mistaken, this was a draft where they picked Ursa into Bane. No, wait. I think they picked
no,
the
no,
Bane
no,
into
no.
Ursa.
Yeah. The
Business
Ursa
so
showed first
smart,
time.
showing that their drafting is working out. No, that's
There's
right.
no way that you don't ever want to do Bane randomly. He needs to have a purpose in the game outside of like he's one of the strongest laners.
Yeah.
But you pick him because it's like you see something to like, hey, I see a core, now I can fuck with this guy like throughout the game and annoy him. Whether it's gonna be even just asleep, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of summons. Like Enchantress can break it or her summons, but that's about it. I think this game is like really what Moo is doing. I didn't really realize, but I've been paying attention now. Is he's constantly sending out one wolf on a core or like any of these heroes to
Radiant's
constantly
bottom
scout them
tower
out and
is
seeing
under
what they're
attack.
doing. And like it's hindering his farm just a little bit, but at the same time providing all this information is like super valuable and seeing what steps, and especially he's constantly keeping on fly because he's the smoke carrier, so
Look
they
at
can
that.
always predict every smoke.
secret agent Wolfman over here. And then Fly sees the dead body like, ah, I've been scouted. They've known the whole time. And it is a valued piece of intel. It's not the first time we've seen it. I definitely have seen some other Lycans do it, but it comes at the cost of reducing your speed of farm. But what it really offers for the team as a whole and for the scope of the game seems just so valuable here. Is they'll slowly keep pressuring through both mid and bottom lane rather. Crit tries to find his way forward and into a sheep stick next, banking on some more lockdown being the key. But I gotta say that if they're sidestepping this Timber and his damage is not coming really into full effect, and this rests mostly on the shoulders of Arteezy's Ursa, it could be a little concerning.
Yeah, Artur is actually going for. I like this build. He's going for Curiosity. Just realized there's way too much physical damage right now. Get a little bit more attack speed. Boost up my armor a little bit. We're waiting for the next Roshan. Might be Refresher. Might be Aghanims. It's kind of weird though, because like Kittrek had a very early blink, but we haven't really seen much like team fight or like Echo Slams this game, right?
No.
I think he should just be playing closer with his Ursa and just whoever Ursa sees, just like burst them down. It doesn't matter if you just Echo one hero. It's the fact that you're able to like just kill one person and pressure the map. Having this like 4 versus 5 presence on the map.
Yeah,
Really
but a
important.
dunk on the one doesn't look cool, man, and you're not going to get on Reddit with a one-man dunk. So, gotta hold it out for that perfect dream setup.
It isn't always about the flashy plays. It's
I
about
know.
like objectives,
I know.
I had to learn that one the hard way, man.
Well, Kittrek is getting close to even having a Shadow Blade as a kicker way to get into that ideal setup. For now, is doing the buddy system with the rest of his team as we hear smokes. Is that smokes from both sides? Oh, double smokes coming out. Could they clash in the river on each side? From the high ground they come. And now Moo shifts up, runs in. Kittrek could be caught out, abyssal, and deleted from the fight. No dunk for you, sir. Arteezy deletes one of his own, though, as he gets a hold of Brax. And Moo has to kind of run out the other side.
Hex on crit, actually. I don't know if we talked about that. I didn't notice that until he just finished it.
I didn't know he finished it. I knew he was building into it for the extra lockdown, but now it is done and in hand. That is concerning.
The Abyssals are getting scary, though. Bristleback's finishing his up soon.
Dire's middle tower is under
They're going to trade push here. Lycan's going to push bottom. They're going to go mid.
Are
Glyph is used. EG does have a Glyph of their own as well. Flinks is going to cut the next mid wave here.
Now if I get this courier, sniped, ward's gone. But your racks are going too.
Middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks.
EG
is
take this.
falling.
Will they defend their bottom lane? Will they go right for the top lane? Looks like
They
they
don't
send
need to
Kittrek
defend
back.
it.
Kittrek has a dunk if he wants to get frisky, but
I think Glyph too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think it was kind of
Dire's
bad that
middle
Kittrek
barracks
showed.
is falling.
So now they're going to take a fight top.
yeah, they get a grip onto Crit deep inside the base. Fear at a total safe spot to get the full duration. Does get silenced there just at the very end as Ryoya dances in. Now gets hit with the bash, and he goes down. Double kill for Envy, and they'll clean it up. Snay in a bit of trouble. Fear, though, with that sleep. It saves him. No, it doesn't. Last hit does come through. Fly will be able to clean up the king.
Oh.
And now Chases on business will clean up the remaining EG members who are left inside. Kittrek, who made the long journey up.
What was the Roshan buyback here? I think Kittrek just threw the game for EG there. If business actually gets this Roshan, like, that's kind of scary. Like, he didn't need to show bottom. They had a glyph. The moment he blinked and showed the creep wave, Lycan immediately, quick response, TP back, and they can take a fight 4 versus 5.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, EG doesn't have their stunner. And this grip duration and everything is just,
Fallen to the Dire.
yeah. They played the fact that ES was sitting behind them, and that's why they were like taking his racks and everything. It could be a communication
top
thing,
tower is
but
under
the
attack.
moment Kittrek showed, they should have just backed instead of trying to take the fight as well. It kind of goes with both sides, whether it was Kitrex or just it just came down to definitely
Radiant's
communication.
top tower has
He's
fallen.
just such a valued asset for their fights. And like you said, they need that disable. They need the fissure. A way to disrupt Envy from Lycan and getting in what they want. And they're trying to make up for it in these moments where he may not be available by getting stuff like the Abyssal Blade, like the Sheep Stick on crit. But it just goes to show they really need the power of the Earthshaker there. I mean, we have yet to see a dunk, really. I don't even know if I've seen a dunk, but...
We're kind of going ham on Kitrex right now, huh?
Hey, welcome to EG, man. We've got standards, all right?
That's true. We have high expectations.
I mean, these are the two best teams right now in the Pro Series, currently sitting at the top of the group stage as they continue to battle it out for the top seed. Because of that recent situation with +1, it does move Business Associates into a higher position, as EG have lost 2 of their wins that they did have against +1 before. Oh, no, wait, I don't think they lose wins. They just auto-gain the wins. I checked the Wikipedia
Radiant's top
update. It's
tower
Business
is
at the
under
top. That's all
attack.
you need to know. EG hoping to get a win here to make it more neck and neck.
The algorithms do. Oh, he sends an extra wolf in the lane or something.
Dire's
No,
bottom
it's the
tower
bite
is
the
under
wolf.
attack.
Oh,
He can bite Envy.
He's
and
gonna bite
he's gonna
Envy.
bite
Oh my
Envy.
gosh.
He's gonna
Radiant's
turn
top
Envy
tower
into a
is
wolf.
under attack.
That is actually so hype. I forgot about that. Oh my god.
They are getting jumped now, though. They will lose possibly Snake King here.
Envy's building into this right-click Abyssal moon chart as well, so it's actually gonna be so insane.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, he gets
And he
the
got the
leveler, too?
leveler. That's insane. Now the towers are really going to be screaming.
I think he should keep it, or he can give it to Lycan too, but I'd rather just keep it on Envy with the attack speed. Smoke, I heard it. By
It's
Fear?
a fear.
No. Solo smoke?
Dire are scared.
Oh, Ryoya jumps in. Does manage to silence both of them. Targets Brax with the Yule's combo. But the long grip from Fear, and it's quickly canceled out. There's that dunk. Does not do a lot of damage, as look at Snaking just unload onto crit. He gets melted apart. This is all business.
Look at Envy.
Envy, that's Envy. That's not Lycan. That's Envy right there. The big blue wolf right down the mid lane.
Absolutely nothing. Underwhelming ulti.
What is he doing? He's not doing anything. He just blasted down. He just lost his Aegis. That did not do as much damage as I thought it would. And now they're just going to lose him.
Honestly, I was just kind of about to say, when you get bite, because I practiced this a lot back in the days when this change happened, that this bite is like the biggest debate, that you feel like completely unstoppable, and that's exactly what happened. If you haven't practiced this or done this, it's just like, it's bait.
It grants
Is
them
your
just the
design-
shape-shifting, the properties.
You think you're an actual beast, which you kind of are, but at the same time, it's like, you can't outrun your team. You gotta play it like kind of safe still. You're not a hero that has all these summons that can, you're committing your hero. You're putting yourself out of position. Your team can't catch up.
Yeah. So Envy just kind of went mad with power that he didn't really have, unfortunately.
And Nagus too. He just melted.
I'm a
And the
wolf
problem for
god
Envy,
with
though,
an
he doesn't have
Aegis.
armor, so he's just gonna constantly melt. And Lycan is the one that built the Kira, so I don't know. Maybe he just needs to buy Shidas or something.
Jump up from Ryoya, looking to set up another one possibly here as they head out Fear. Abyssal turnaround though, and they just blast down the Void Spirit like he's nothing. Moo flexing his hard power here, but you know, I gotta say, snaking with a double damage certainly doesn't hurt either. He's got 45 permanent damage too.
I love how many bashers there are in this game. And Abyssals. I heard a smoke coming out from Snaking. Oh, it's a ninja gear. Snaking is becoming a carry this game. He's doing all the deeps.
Nullifier. Top of his Orchid. And he's no joke. You can't just allow the Clinks to just go turret mode in these fights. We saw, not in that real recent skirmish, but the one before, he was even doing work onto crit.
So Kitrak's doing the right thing now, which is what I feel he should have done when the moment he kind of finished Blink Dagger is playing around the Ursa. And the moment they see someone, they're able to burst someone immediately. It's kind of sitting behind your core, camping them, potentially breaking smokes, protecting them, and letting them be able to farm more aggressively.
So when he uses Wolf Bite, does that take away the cooldown and he can't use it himself, or does he shapeshift and then bite him and they're both shapeshift? I guess I missed it.
It just grants him like everything that
Dire's
Lycan
bottom
has.
tower
Oh,
is
it
like
is.
under
It's a
attack.
separate
spells.
cooldown. Okay, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I just noticed there. It's,
So you can have
Dire's
two
bottom
wolves in the
tower
fight.
yeah,
has
yeah.
fallen.
And it's about
But
the
honestly,
same cooldown too.
I'd really love it if he ulties and he bites him and they'd run and kill the same target together. And they would immediately burst him. You have double Abyssal, and it's just a double BKB. You can honestly just burst anyone. Maybe not the Ursa if he gets his enrage off, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
that's something I like to see. And this them playing together. There's no envy chasing one target down, Viking chasing another target down, and all of a sudden it's just the fight's completely split. You know, it's about taking the same team fight together.
It's a lot of fun to watch. Certainly the scary Wolfmen, and now the Bone Archer is a very spooky kind of a lineup here. As Business soothe themselves out a bit further.
Dire's top barracks are
EG
under
get their high
attack.
ground position. But just hoping to maintain the perimeter around Roche. Still got a bit of time though. What was it, like a minute until it may even respawn.
Rex's build looks really like sad in terms of DPS. Looks like his build is more about just having control in the fights and like tanking some spells with his shield crash. He's gonna be finishing his bash trip soon as well, which is gonna be really nice for more control in team fights.
Even has his own poor man's BKB with the
Dire's
Minotaur
top
horn.
barracks are
Look
under
how fast
attack.
Envy attacks. He's almost level 25 as well. He has a Leveler and a Moon Shard.
Dire's top barracks are under
Does a lot of
attack.
work. Got to be a little concerning here for EG on how they can try to take that ideal fight and somehow remove those two big DPS targets off the table
You
between.
can see how EG's just playing, they're camping the two high ground wards right now, playing high ground. 44-minute runes coming out. They're also waiting for Roshan.
You know, if there's a series today that was going to be more of an intense, longer series, this one, it was going to be it. It's EG and Business topping the scene. Now look at this smoke run out from Business. Gonna do a long wrap around here. Roche is soon.
You want to be able to break this high ground that EG is kind of holding here.
They're like going all the way up and around. Snaking and Fear going way up and around right now.
Kind of split though with you see the other three guys on the team right now.
Yeah, they're like gonna end up behind where EG are. I don't know if this is an intent to kind of flank in and catch them from all sides or not, but EG could quickly pounce on Business while they're a bit spread out and outnumbered.
Radiant's bottom
Oh, he
tower
used the
is
bite.
under attack.
Now they're moving in. Envy putting all of his focus straight onto Arteezy, and now with the power of him and Moo, they try to take down the Bear, but the Bear flexes the ult, the BKB, and jumps onto Brax and mauls him apart. Looks to go for Snaking next. Snaking frantic to make it away in the back of a BKB. Now Envy and Moo both tag team Wolf Power onto Arteezy. Looking to jump him apart, and they eat him on up. Dead and out for 99 seconds. He has no buyback. Not gonna lie, that was pretty badass. Both the Wolves just...
Yeah.
That was like nature's,
Yeah,
nature's fucking lit right there for
I
sure.
would have liked it if he does it more in sync, because he used the bite pretty early, waited about 5 seconds, and then used his. He's supposed to just bite and then shapeshift, so the things they're both in sync and like we're running together and killing the same target
Yeah.
together.
They're getting better though. Not as
Hey,
crazy
man,
as before. It's a little closer together. They'll be in full wolf tandem soon enough, I imagine. But damn, you could see the power there once they were both able to get a hold of Arteezy. I don't even know what you do at that point. You're just swarmed by wolves and Necrobook, Bissell stun,
It's the fact that you're able to get the crit. Oh, here it is again.
heavy damage, and here they come. The big blue wolf howling and moving away. It moves so funny. There it goes. Boom. Abyssal. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Dead.
Love this bull. Roshan is up in 20 seconds. Tour's still down. Oh, second wolf form coming up.
Dire's courier.
Long chase in. The Abyssal. He's got the Lotus, which reflects back a bit of it, but eventually the wolf form does end, and business will have to settle for the tower instead.
Yeah, they know Roche is spawning.
Yep.
That was a max spawn Roche actually, because Brax used his swashbuckle before Roche didn't even spawn, so this is with Refresher and Ags.
Crits there, but they're too late to make it inside, but that is a big fissure setup, and they can move in and do some serious splash damage. Or will business hold the line here? They're able to slide on out. Envy still swings with Ryoya inside while RTZ goes on chase. He's able to clean out and finish out Moo. Big grab for him. Ryoya still surviving. Brax will be next to be chomped apart by the Ursa Bear, and business bail out with what they got.
Big refresher play by Ryoya. He picked it up. He would have died there otherwise if he wasn't able to use the refresher there.
They do manage to snag still the Aegis, and Envy makes it out with Aegis intact.
It was kind of hard, like when it comes to this late game stuff, and it's like when you know you're kind of being pressured and they're about to take a team fight and you're killing it, it's the item slots and like moving your items because you're 6 slotted, right? And all your items are essentially kind of important. It's hard to like pick up like this Aegis, refresher, cheese, Aghanum. Just don't have enough room for all of it.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Glyphs out, buyback
Are fortified.
from Moo.
Lag?
And lag, apparently. Yeah, everybody felt it. Whoa. Woo! Here we go, man. Nearly 50 minutes into this game number 2. Business Associates in a position where they're going to have to hold the line here.
It's definitely a butt clenching game because my butt's been clenching this past 10 minutes, seeing who's really going to be coming out on top here.
Well, they already got the tier 3. Is it in EG's best interest to stick around knowing that business have the extra life? I mean, is it enough that Brax has been taken out and they don't have to worry about a Pango for a while?
They know if, I mean, they can technically reset a little bit, but they know it's 4v5. There's an extra life on who has it, Envy, but it's 4v5. And if they somehow, they don't know that Pango has, actually they know because he bought out a minute ago. They know it's 4v5. So even this Aegis is extra life, it's somewhat 5v5, 4.5 and 5. If they focus and go all in on this Lycan and use the buybacks between Void Spirit and Ursa correctly, or even Timbersaw, it's going to be a win. So they want to throw their heroes, throw their bodies, and they can kind of go all in on this Lycan. And if this Timber, Ursa, or Void Spirit dies, it's going to be a win. Even Earthshaker, just throw your bodies in, and like as long as you don't overcommit. You know, you want to like commit, but not overcommit to like their fountain. But commit enough that you can take this kill and use your buybacks, TP on the outpost, and win the game. And that should what this is like a strategic pause now. So this is like it's gonna. That's
yeah. The lag may be done, but everybody's talking about what's going on right now, and they're like, "Okay, we've talked about our game plan. Are you guys ready?" Yeah, we're ready.
But they should be a little patient for Fly though, because Fly's heal and solar quest in the fights is kind of big.
They do manage to quickly snipe down the first Rax tower. Envy commits the Abyssal, gets welcomed with his own Abyssal hit, and that will cost him the Aegis now.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Back onto the Rax. Okay, double wolf.
Sync.
Double wolf, Necro Book. Thinking about swooping in. That's when RTZ pops the ult, turns back over, looks to go for Envy. And then out to the low ground. And that might be the end of their shapeshift here. Moo is running out a bit. They're doing a long sweep around to catch EG from behind, it would look like. There comes Envy now. Creeps in, gets a bite on the Kid Track. Kid Track backpedals. He almost has dunk, but doesn't have the mana for it. But he's going to lose his life anyways. This Envy swings with him. Arteezy, though, the biggest, baddest beast of them all, will clean out Moo and look to go for Envy next, and that could do it.
That's game.
Damn.
Damn.
Arteezy showing that 2 wolves do not beat out a big bad bear.
There's the Echo Slam by Kid Track on the ground.
Bam! There it was, Kid Track. All right, you're hired. You're on Evil Geniuses. Congratulations.
Congratulations on your contract.
Sign him. Oh, wow. Intense series. A little bit of a stutter step there at the end because of the pause and lag, but regardless, a really entertaining one. that finishes 1-1 for both teams sitting at the top of the group stage. I guess this would mean that the top seed is potentially kind of still up for grabs depending on how their future series do go. But it's really exciting to see what is potentially going to be in store for a future rematch in the playoffs if it does come down to it. But let's reflect a bit about this game. Where did things really kind of devolve a bit? Because it did seem like another story with Evil Genius having a decent start to the laning phase. Remember, Crit free on his own to kind of carry momentum on his Timber Saw, but Business, they were fighters, man. They started clawing back.
I think it was it really came down to I think Moo had an amazing rotation. He finished his Necro Book. He got his timing. He moved over this is the super early game around 7 minutes, and he kicked Arteezy out of the lane. He killed the support. Took a tier 1 early, and Business never played around that area for about 5 minutes, and this tier 1 is dead. And the fact that EG was kind of behind, and they were able to catch up because they were able to play 3 lanes still and kind of playing this catch up game. And I think when it came down to itemizations, I think Envy definitely should have rushed Vessel. I think it was really important. I mean, Brax definitely should have, but he had a slow start, and I think Bristol had to make up for it. And if they were able to finish his Vessel around 10 to 12 minutes, I think Timbershaw wouldn't have had the snowball that he had, because every time that he showed up in a lane, he kicked all of their cores out from Business, or if they decided to lane, they would just die, and they would just feed. And they had no answer for him for the first 10 to 25 minutes. They were able to kill him later in the game because, a little bit of out of positioning from Crit and so forth. But all in all, I think it's just I think when it came down to the late game, I think EG just kind of outmaneuvered Business a little bit. The throw, honestly, I think Business had a commanding lead. The last Roshan was just it was just forced, and I think they should have just secured the area and took the team fight more appropriately. But it just really came down to the last Roshan that really sealed the deal for Business, and that's my view.
Yeah, it was an awesome time, incredible series, and great breakdown there. But we got lots of Dota ahead, so we're just going to get ready to go into a break. That was a longer series, so can't wait too much time. Don't worry, EG fans. We're in for an EG doubleheader. EG going to be playing again in the next upcoming series. They're slated to go toe-to-toe against Beast Coast. After that, Quincy versus Midas Club, and we'll be finishing out today with 4 Zoomers versus Thunder Predator. I'm Dakota. That's Jimmy for the Beyond the Summit Pro Series Season 2 America action. We'll see you in a bit after this break.